Guys, I caved in. I listened to Pinky Up and... yeah. Hi everyone! I thought I'd follow up my previous Cat's Eye video with a video of me sharing my thoughts about Pinky Up, because why not? I wasn't even planning on listening to the song previously, but I got a lot of comments about the song on my other video, and I got curious, guys, and I listened to it, and I have thoughts about it for sure, and that's why I'm sharing it to you. By the way, I just want to say thank you so much for the immense support that I received in my other Cat's Eye video. That meant a lot, and I also really appreciate the comments there too, because there's a lot of like interesting trivia coming out and interesting analysis too. So let's take the energy from that comment section and bring it to this comment section, because I would love to hear your thoughts about the song and also your thoughts about my thoughts. So it's like thoughts within thoughts, within thoughts, within thoughts. That's why we're here, guys. Let's make this a space to think. So to surmise my thoughts about the song is weird, and it makes me feel both confused but indifferent and intrigued. I'm not sure. I have like a lot of emotions about the song, but it's not because of the song itself. The thing is, I like some parts of the song, but the other parts, it makes my eyebrows rise, and I'm just like, what is going on with this song? Why is this song so weird that it's like, what? Is this the direction that Cat's Eye will be taking? Or am I just like not the target audience for Cat's Eye anymore? The reason I am saying this is that the song doesn't really do much for me, but what I'm more interested in is what the song ultimately represents, particularly about the state of pop music in this era for young artists like Cat's Eye. First, let's start off with what I like about the song. So I'm glad that there's a bit of singing, and I'm saying that because I sort of like the pre-chorus melody. I also like Pinky Up a little bit better than Internet Girl, because I feel the instrumental for Pinky Up fits the Cat's Eye vibes better. These are the things that I am sure I like about the song, but that's mostly it. The biggest problem that I have with this song is the lyrics, as a lot of people have pointed out. But another problem that I have about this song is that it represents a trend that I don't like with modern pop music, where there's not a lot of singing anymore. Like the chorus is just an instrumental or a beat drop, where the artist just repeats the title of the song here and there. The sparse chorus is obviously intended to give space for the artist to pop off, as the kids say, with their dancing. But as I made it clear in my other K-pop videos, I don't particularly pay attention to the dancing. I enjoy watching performance videos here and there, but for me, I would prefer the songs to be able to stand on their own rather than having to be elevated by the dance or the performance. And this is probably because I'm not a dancer. So when I listen to these songs, I'm not looking to see how I can choreograph the song or how I can cover the dance. I would like to emphasize that this is my personal preference, but I observe a lot of mainstream songs these days, especially for K-pop songs for some reason. They do not have a lot of singing in the chorus. But on the flip side of that, I'm someone who wants to be a writer. So I'm always conscious and thinking about words and how to put them together to weave meaning, and Pinky Up's lyrics give me pause. A lot of pauses actually. And the song does that more than when I listen to Internet Girl. Pinky Up's lyrics both confuses and intrigues me, because it's the way that these lyrics sound very kooky, but the weird thing is, I understand what they're trying to say, and that's only because I'm chronically online. The lyrics feature a lot of internet slangs or lingo and references to internet trends. It makes sense in a way to do this in a song for Cat's Eye, especially because the girls themselves are very attuned to the internet culture because they're at that age. And any piece of art made during a time period will definitely reflect the cultural zeitgeist or environment they were produced in. The difference in language within songs or movies or shows or books is one of the many examples of this. I love watching old Hollywood movies, and it's very fascinating to see how differently they speak in the past. I recently watched the 1956 musical comedy film called High Society, starring Grace Kelly, Bing Crosby, and the Frank Sinatra. In the movie, Frank Sinatra serenades Grace Kelly with a song titled Mind If I Make Love to You. These days, make love is euphemism for banging, but in the 1950s, it it meant something else. It meant having an intimate conversation or seductive sweet talk. Physical contact is not usually involved, but that was the meaning of make love back then. The meaning of these words have changed over the course of time. And if you're someone who loves watching older films or shows, or you like reading older books or comics, you'll see the differences in the way that language is used. Over time, language evolves, and in a way, Pinky Up and by extension, some KATSEYE'S songs capture the way that some people, particularly people who frequent the internet, do speak in this day and age. The question now is, do these words, or does this way of speaking, make for good lyrics? As a caveat, art is subjective, but in my personal opinion, I don't think these words make for very good lyrics. Internet slang is its own language. The things people say on the internet is sometimes the most unhinged and insane combination of words that feel like it is meant to be read more so than it is meant to be uttered or said in real life. The anonymity afforded to people via the internet means a lot of people can say the darndest thing just because they can, because their real life faces and names are often not attached to these posts. If you're on Twitter, sometimes you see the most unhinged and sometimes funny tweets, to the point that there's this meme about how I am the first in my bloodline to see this combination of words. The internet provides a space for people to just unleash themselves without filter, resulting in a community that has a particular vernacular that can sometimes sound very weird. Unless you also frequent the internet, to which you can probably expect what these people would say. But that's just the evolution of language, particularly language within a community. But the internet is also very speedy. There's a lot of information going in and out. As a result, internet slangs tend to not have the staying power that slangs have in the real world, because there's no organic or lengthy incorporation of these words into our day-to-day. Of course, there are exceptions to this, like lol or lamau or YOLO, but those internet slangs took a bit of while to make it to the mainstream, and there's a lot of effort put into incorporating them in life beyond the internet. For example, YOLO was the runner-up for Oxford's Dictionary Word of the Year in 2012, only to be beat by GIF or GIF, depending on how you want to say it. But do you see what it takes for YOLO as a word to make it to the mainstream? Like, it has to be acknowledged by Oxford's dictionary for people to be like, okay, then maybe we can bring this into our real life vernacular. But the thing is, this also happened a while back. LOL, lamau, or YOLO can be considered ancient internet slang, even though it's been like 10 years? With the increased speed and increased accessibility to the internet, new trending words or slangs often come in and replace the old ones, and this turnover happens very frequently. For example, does anybody remember very demure, very mindful, very cutesy? That phrase was very popular for about a month before it kind of faded out into obscurity. That's just one of the many examples of how quickly internet slangs or how quickly internet vernacular changed over a short period of time. And in a way, internet slangs have also become micro trends, where something is popular or trending for a little while only to be replaced by the next trend not even a couple of weeks later. And that's why some of KATSEYE'S lyrics, particularly for mainstream audiences, sound very much like nonsense. And while the lyrics are reflective of the language being used by that generation, the lyrics also become dated very quickly because the slangs they are using are micro trends that cycles very frequently. By the time they're saying these words, people no longer use these words anymore. And because of that, for a lot of people, KATSEYE'S songs feel like they have bad lyrics because they use words or a combination of words said by people who do not have any filter on the internet, and these words do not even have the cultural staying power to mean something apart from sounding like gibberish, because it never makes it out of the context within the internet. And by the time people in the mainstream would probably be vaguely aware about what the internet slang is about, they're already moving on to the next trend. No one in the internet speak like that anymore. Anyway, the next thing I want to talk about, what is the intention of the song? What is Pinky Up trying to say with its lyrics? What is the meaning of the song? I would probably say the song is about being loyal, being ride or die for your friends, and doing that gracefully while having your pinky up, like when you're drinking tea with your pinky up as a marker of grace. The willingness to do anything for your ride or die and these crude lyrics are contrasted with this gesture of good manners and elegance. And that's where the contradiction and paradox come in, and maybe it is to show the duality of being a woman or a young woman, but I don't know, am I overthinking or overanalyzing analyzing the song? Can you let me know what you guys think the song is supposed to mean? I would love to hear your thoughts, just saying. But even if my analysis is like the meaning of the song, I still feel the lyrics are too brain rot for me to get the point across. They still could have come up with better lyrics than the internet slangs that they used in the song. It could come down to personal preference at the end of the day, but in my songs, I want the lyrics to make me ponder, but not in the way that makes me think like, oh, is this how people really speak? In a way, lyrics are like poems, right? That's why I love songs by Linkin Park or Florence and the Machine, where the lyrics are beautiful and they can be harsh and scathing, but the lyrics still sing and it still feels poetic. I'm not saying that songs need to have melodramatic or depressing or dark lyrics, or the songs have to be incredibly poetic all the time. I enjoy fun songs too, like Sabrina Carpenter's songs, where the lyrics are very witty and very funny, but Sabrina Carpenter doesn't really rely on internet slangs to get her point across. She does a lot of wordplay and puns, so it doesn't sound too much like brain rot. It feels like a little elf that makes funny, horny riddles that you have to listen to before you cross the bridge or something. I still stand by my opinion that I like Gnarly and I think it is a good song, but I feel the success of Gnarly is sending the wrong message to the Cat's Eye team. And I sort of wish that instead of leaning to those types of songs, the team would let the girls sing something like Game Boy or even MIA if they want the girl boss vibes. But the other quandary that I have is, am I just too old for Cat's Eye? Am I just not the target audience of this group? Are the things I'm demanding of them, these expectations that I have, are they supposed to be intended for the older generation groups or artists? Should I expect something different from modern artists? Am I being too harsh in my criticisms for Cat's Eye because maybe the group just never intended on addressing, my desires? It's like me demanding better writing in Jason Statham action movies when I'm not the target audience of those Jason Statham action movies, because I'm not a middle-aged straight man who wants to watch Jason Statham as my reader insert blowing up people. Do you get what I mean? Like, I'm just not the target audience. Am I like expecting something that I shouldn't expect from them? It's like expecting a Colleen Hoover book to not have babies. Watch my Colleen Hoover videos, everyone. Do these lyrics just not resonate with me because I'm too old to be talking like that? You know, like how we hate 6'7", but the kids love 6'7" and they use it all the time, but we're like, stop doing 6'7"? But what do you guys think? What are your thoughts about Pinky Up? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Sound off in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video and my other videos. They've been doing so well, guys, so I really appreciate that. But if you do like this particular video, please like it, share it, and also comment on it, and maybe consider subscribing to my YouTube channel for more video essays or commentaries or fun random videos. You never know. Never let them anticipate your next move. I don't know who said that, but someone said that. I would say they're pretty wise. I hope to see you guys in the next video, which I am still not sure what it's going to be about. But the thing is, I'm very busy with assignments these past few days. Like, I have to write essays. Why am I studying acting and I have to write essays? It's fine. It's fine. I love writing essays. I love essays. But because I'm so busy, I was thinking of doing something more chill. You know how people like smuggling food into the movie theaters so we don't have to pay for the really expensive snacks? I was thinking of sharing the most unhinged things that I've brought in because I've brought in a bento box there. Would that be interesting? I'll probably end up doing that because that was easy and I don't have to do any research. Thank you for listening to me rant about that. Apart from that, have a good day, a good night, a good dusk, a good dawn. Whatever time it is for you, I hope you have had and/or will have a good time. Bye!